Welcome to Shift Happens podcast. I'm Camila Damati, CEO of Tona Business Consulting, and your host. I created this podcast after working closely with clients and noticing a common challenge. They all had questions about how to lead transformations effectively and successfully. Here in each episode, I sit down with senior leaders to explore their real life stories, lessons learned, and practical strategies for managing organizational change. This show is for you. So I would love to hear your questions, thoughts, and ideas on how we can make it better.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shift Happens podcast. Here, each week, we sit down with senior leaders from across industries to uncover the real stories behind managing change. From breakthrough wins to tough lessons learned, we dive deep into what it really takes to lead through uncertainty. So, whether you're a leader going through transformation or just love a good story about disruption strategy and resilience, you are in the right place. Because when shift happens, great leaders rise. Before we dive into the show, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Are you a leader navigating constant change and your team is looking to you for answers you don't have yet? The Change Leader Program is here to help. At Tone of Business, we work with leaders to turn chaos into clarity, retain your best people, and lead through disruption without losing trust, momentum, or your own sanity. So if you're facing restructuring, AI shifts, disengagement, or just need your people to rally behind you again, let's talk. Reach out or head over to tonabusiness.com to find out more. And now, on to the show. Today, we welcome Dr. Purnima Voria, an international leader in trade, diplomacy, and entrepreneurship. As the founder and CEO of the National U.S.-India Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Voria has spent decades strengthening Indo-U.S. ties and shaping global business policy. She's advised multiple U.S. Commerce secretaries, spoken on world stages from the Commonwealth Games to the United Nations, and continues to drive global change through business, culture, and empowerment. Get ready to hear from this leader who has inspired generations. Welcome to the Shift Happens podcast, Dr. Voria.
Namaste.
So, Dr. Voria, tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience, and your current role.
Well, as you already mentioned, I am the founder and CEO, an international businesswoman, founder and CEO of the National U.S. India Chamber of Commerce, headquartered in Denver, Colorado. Over the years, I've worked to foster trade and investments between the United States and India, focusing on industries such as technology, renewable energy, aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and so forth. My experience includes navigating complex global markets, advocating for business interests, and creating platforms for dialogue and conversation and collaboration for US India trade and investment forums, and so forth.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean, as I was reading through your bio, it's amazing how much you've done in terms of, and where you've been, like in advise commerce secretaries, spoken in the United Nations. And I wonder how much experience you have to share with our audience. So if you could share a little bit, any most impactful experience you had involving change in any of these scenarios.
Well, I have been doing this for 2 decades, almost 45 years. I have been in the United States. So my journey began from India into the business world because my father was a businessman. So business and politics was in my blood. And it was very easy for me to navigate in the United States with the experiences and the assets that I had. I would say that one impactful experience was shifting the chamber's focus to the Northwest US, covering 9 states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Alaska, Wyoming, Montana, Oregon, and so forth. So it was a big transformation for the chamber because I was really not planning to do that. When I went to the region and found out that in 50 years there has been no India US chamber, and people encouraged me, including the leadership of mayor of Seattle, mayor of Bellevue, just you name it, everybody started saying that we need this chamber here, and you have decades of experience. Why don't you bring your chamber here? And that way we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So lucky break for me. Although I was planning to, not start a regional chamber, but
Mhm.
really it's a boon. So the Northwest Chamber is my really I would say pet baby right now that I'm grooming, growing, and taking
Yes.
care of. And the transition requires building a new relationship, understanding the regional industries, and understanding aligning our strategies, the chamber strategies, along with the local economies, economic priorities. So the major challenge was earning trust in the new region,
Mhm.
but it taught me the importance of adaptation, cultural sensitivity, and being understanding the regional needs. But since I was rolled a red carpet, so yes, this was a challenge, but I think it was a good challenge.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I love what you say, like the trust and adaptation. I wonder when you started, how did you started to build that trust to get close to the community, understand the needs? If you can share a little bit about that story.
Well, I think to build trust, you have to be very transparent
Mm.
and you have to give it straight. I don't like to sugarcoat things because I think
Mhm.
business is developed on trust and relationship. Both are very meaningful and important to me.
Mhm. Yes, that's very true. And so, do you have anything to share in terms of your personal journey? Because I mean, you moved from India to here, and it's been years. And so, the changes that you experience, any interesting life story that you like to share with the audience?
Well, I think for me it was not a big change because I was groomed in a convent school, so I was already adapting to the United States. So
Mhm.
no major changes where it says cultural changes. Although business cultural changes was not a norm for me because
Mhm.
in India we build our business on relationship and also our goodwill and good name in the business community. And here we are more transactional. Instead of relationship building, we work on transaction. If you have a product and I can sell it or I can export it, then our relationship is only limited to that. We do our business and we can get on with our lives. We don't have to be remaining married to each other.
Yes.
But I always say to people, I'll date, I'll flirt with you, but I won't marry you. So, which means that let's not get only transactional in the business that we are doing, but let's make it more meaningful. Let's make it long term. So, I believe in long term relationship. If you know our mission, our chamber's mission is to promote bilateral trade between United States and India and other parts of the world through business relationships that often deal in results in business deals.
Mhm.
So to me, relationship is the most important thing. Business follows if you have good relationships.
It's interesting you say that, Dr. Voria, because when I moved to the United States 12 years ago, and at this point,
Mhm.
half of my career has been here, um, I noticed that difference. In fact, I started noticing that when I joined the company, this American company, still living in Brazil because I came here as an expat. It's really like that. Like when I was attending the clients in South America, the approach was much more the relationship building. And then after that, we talk about the product or any other thing. Here, I
Yes.
notice a little bit different. You will bond, you will develop that relationship, but first comes the product, the advantages, whatever is more business related, and then the relationship comes, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I share this experience with you as well. Yeah, the
Yes, and
culture.
in India, when people go from United States, they are just pushing papers. They are saying, "Okay, let's sign this contract. I think we are in business." And the Indian person is saying that, "Is your wife and children in India? Are they at the hotel? Let me send a car. Let them go around and see India, New Delhi, or wherever you are." Uh, and most of the Americans will say, "No, no, no, they're fine. They're fine. Let's just sign things and get on with it." But Indian
Mhm.
people don't trust you if you don't share your personal life with them.
I
When
see.
you share your personal life, they have more respect for you. They have more understanding. They have more, I would say, a good deep relationship they feel when you share things. And here we are very, very, um, different when it comes to sharing our family life or things like that. We try not to talk about it. And I think there should be a little bit shift in United States. It's okay to talk about your family. It's okay
Mhm.
to bond with others and get to know other people's family, whether it's India or other parts of the world. I'm sure Brazil also does similarly, the relationship building, because we don't hide. Like, I have three daughters. I'm very proud of them. They are all three of them are very successful, got scholarships, got great jobs, and they are
Mm.
very good assets to United States. So I feel like making our children the cream of United States through economic development is very important to me. And I take pride in sharing that, because these are three diamonds in the crown of motherhood that I wear.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. I almost get a little teary because I have a 10-year-old daughter, and yes, we're so proud of them. Still raising, still with the challenges of, becoming a teenager very soon. But yes, it's we should take pride, and this relationship is by sharing yourself to the world, to the people, even in a business environment. I see that in a very positive way. And even today in social media, one of the things that people are valuing more and more is authenticity. And part of being
Yes.
authentic to the world is really showing yourself the way you are and not pretending being someone you are not.
Hmm.
Yes, I love that. Yeah.
Thank
Um,
you.
so, if you share any challenge or any failure, to say, doing a change initiative or a change management experience that you had, what would that be?
I think one of the challenges was engaging the stakeholders across diverse industries and age groups as well. If I could do it differently, I would invest more time in structured mentorship programs to better integrate new participants with the seasoned members of our network. The reason I say that is because India has almost 400 million Indians under the age of 30, and they
Mhm.
are a business opportunity, and we should look at them as business people. So when I take trade missions to India with educational entities like business schools, I tell them that when you are graduating next year, and when you go to India, see these industrialists that I have set up the meetings for you as your future business partners. Don't go as students to learn about that industry. Learn to make a relationship and become future business partners with them. And then what happens is, I said the same thing to the industrialists in India. I said, when these kids come, they could be your future business partner. They may be very young, but don't see them as that. You need to talk to them and build a relationship as future business partners, because today the youth has a lot more knowledge than you and I may have.
Yes.
And we may have our experiences, but technology and other things, our children are much more ahead, AI and so forth. So what happened with that? There was a success story. I'll quickly tell you about it.
Yes,
When they
please.
came back from India, they were very happy about seeing India, and just from a tourist point of view, and watching the industries. And then what happened was, one of them called me a couple of months later. He said that, "Mrs. Foria, thank you for giving that advice. Guess what? I'm importing from India." And I was the happiest when I heard about it. I said, one trade mission of a Denver University to India led to a business opportunities. This is what I call success.
Yes, absolutely. When you see the impact you're already causing in people's lives and businesses, I think that is not it's priceless, right? And I always
Yes.
compare like as a teacher when you teach because you are guiding, you're coaching, supporting them. You're there for
This is
them.
exactly. And this is what is my passion, connecting the US and India. It
Mhm.
is not just business. To me, it is very important because I love both the countries. India gave me my roots, my culture, my upbringing, that I'll always cherish till the end. And United States, a land of opportunity, gave me the opportunity of a lifetime to be whoever I want to be, do whatever I want to do. And in United States, as Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do
Mhm.
it.
Exactly. Yes, 100%. So when you think about communication, would you have any advice on how to communicate, how to plan this communication to drive the engagement in between the communities, the businesses, and you and the market? Do you have anything to share?
Yes, I think communication has to be very transparent. It has to be very real. Integrity is everything to me. I'm
Mhm.
known for that. I will leave millions of dollars of business on the table if I feel I cannot help them or if I cannot really engage with them for whatever the reasons may be. Sometimes it's trust. If I feel that I cannot trust and if a company is not being very transparent and honest with me, I will not do business with them.
Mhm.
Because to me, I'm lending my name to them when I take them to India. And I have the highest relationship in India because the former vice president of India was my godfather. So
Oh,
with
wow.
his name, I can't tarnish his name. In United States, because I was serving President Obama at the time, and through the appointed by the Secretary of Commerce, it was
Mhm.
very important to be true to the 8 million minority businesses that I was serving, which is $1.3 trillion economy of US. That is a lot of weight on my shoulders. So I want to make sure there is no, you know, that everything is translucent and transparent. People are getting what I tell them they will get. When I take them to India, I let them know uh, what we will be doing, who we will be meeting. I do the due diligence, find the right partners. Only then I engage into a trade mission to India with them.
Mhm. Yes. Well, it's your credibility and
Yes,
also
that's
your values.
everything.
Your values.
Exactly.
This alignment. Okay. Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing. And I think it's very important in your case. You are very well. Your network
Mhm.
helps you as well, right? To get there and to talk
Yes.
to the right people to help your community.
You see, the Lieutenant Governor of Colorado gave me the name Networking Queen. And this is the reason why, because your network is your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
I am nothing without my network
Mm-hmm.
because through the network, you engage with the right partnership, you connect with the right people, and you make business happen with the credible people. When we started our chamber in 2005, so fortunately, this is our 20th year anniversary. Within the first
Congratulations.
months, I made $1 million deal with a Colorado company, taking them to
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai and connecting them with a textile company. So these are real examples. I was also able to take about 25 billionaires from across the world to India and uh, show them India through my eyes. And that is very important. First, to understand the culture of the country, then you can do business better with that country.
Yes, yes. And basically, you remove the barriers because probably if you just go there and you don't know the culture, you don't know anything about it, it's much harder as opposed to you be there, say, to guide in all aspects, how to better take advantage in a good way, of course, of the relationship with people in the country to really do the best business possible to be a win-win, right?
Yes.
That's
And
very
many times I've seen that people go to India, especially small and medium-sized businesses that who we focus on, although we also now take care of large and major corporations because the need reflected that. So we started serving everyone, but we wanted to specialize on SMEs. The reason being they don't have the bandwidth of having an international office, or they cannot do it 5 times. They don't have the money. So they have to be very careful. So we would like to do them, help them by taking them to India, connect them with the right partner, and do it in one time, not 5 times, because that's a lot of money. A small business cannot afford that. But large corporations have an international department. They even have offices sometimes in India, like Microsoft, Amazon, and so forth. But the small people, we focused on that because they do not have the networking. They don't have access to capital, and a lot of things that are just given to large businesses.
Yes. And within all this experience in your journey, was there any moment that you needed to manage a lot of resistance from any party?
By party, you mean political
Political,
or
well, yes,
or
well,
business?
that's a
Yeah,
good, I would
we
say
remain
could be in the,
bipartisan. We will
yes, it's a
remain
good point that
bipartisan.
you ask. Thank you for
Yes.
reinforcing. What I mean
Yes.
is
If we
like
don't do
any
that, we can
side.
lose our EIN number. So we
Yes.
have to remain bipartisan as a chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the requirements. And
Mm-hmm.
for the businesses, uh, you know, um, I would say that, um, uh, and in your question, when you talk about businesses, you have to be fair to everyone. So we treat everyone the same. Basically, if we are true to one business, we are true to the other. We cannot pick and choose and do things differently because then, as a chamber, we are not serving anyone. So
Mm-hmm.
for us, it's very important to take everyone under our wings that we feel we can help. So I take only 3 businesses at a time, do what needs to be done for them, take them to India, find the right partners, and then I let them take the right themselves. That's what I meant by not marrying them, because I don't like to stay forever and take consulting fees and success fee and all that. What I need to do and move on to the next 3 and then the next 3. I don't like to take 40 people under my wings and do nothing for them because that's what I'll be known for. So I would rather make business deals, successful deals, and they're all over the papers whenever I do that. Most of the time, they are on the front page of the business section. So I enjoy that ride. I enjoy helping people. If the businesses are successful, that's when we as a chamber are successful. And to me, that is very important to do, to make sure we do the right for the businesses and help them succeed. So there are not horror stories coming out of India, but great stories that, oh, anytime I would do business with India. And India is the most sought after country right now. Pretty much all the countries' prime ministers and presidents are going to Prime Minister Modi of India and signing
Mm-hmm.
MOUs. So India is a very sought after country. So if you're not in India, I would suggest you are getting late.
Huge opportunity right now, for sure.
Yes.
That is great. So, considering what you just said, thinking a little bit about the future, so what do you see? What is your vision about the next 5 years, and what does it take to get there?
I think very optimistic. I'm a born optimist because I believe in optimism is a faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. So we are very confident and we are very hopeful where it comes to India and taking global companies to India, expanding our partnership is and sponsorship base is what we want to focus on the next 5 years, especially in the Northwest region
Mm-hmm.
and some other regions as well, as engaging emerging industries like renewable energy, advanced manufacturing. It will be also requiring building of a strong pipeline of young professionals and sustain and growth of the chamber's legacy. The chamber's legacy is very important to me, and that is the reason we are in the Northwest US India Chamber.
Mm-hmm. I understand. And what are the challenges that you see for the future, like things or even skills that you need to develop with you, or maybe in your team or in the businesses,
I
considering
think
this vision?
I think resilience, relationships, and relentless pursuit of excellence is required to do what I'm doing. And that has been I attribute to my success. Integrity in everything I do. I take baby steps. I'm very slow where it comes to not doing many events, not doing many, but I do many meetings with businesses because that's how I can impart my knowledge to them, give them the scenario what would work and what would not work, and where is the opportunity for that business in doing business in India. For example, the ports in Washington. I mean, they are already doing 21 million or dollar business, but they can be doing $100 million with our chamber's help, our expertise, and our connections in India. So I feel that in next 5 years, that's what is the opportunity for the ports in Washington and other parts of the country.
Awesome. So if I would wrap up and get some key takeaways, I think I got from you trust, adaptation, resilience, communication, especially because I'm talking with the queen of networking, right? So which other takeaways could my audience take from our conversation today, Dr. Voria?
I think change is inevitable. And I feel that there is a word I came up with, GLOCAL. GLOCAL change means what happens globally affects the local economic development. So I tell businesses situate for the change and adapt to the change and adhere to the change, because if you're not going to do that, competition will eat you. So what happens globally affects local development. If businesses understand that, they will do better, and they will not worry about, oh, Trump is making the tariffs, or this is happening, or that is happening. All this is noise. If you remain focused on what you're doing, it's adaptable. If you're adaptable to the evolving circumstances, most importantly, align every transformation initiative with a shared vision and purpose. I think it is going to determine whether you're successful or not, or your competition will be. Prioritize clear communication, foster collaboration, and remain adaptable is what I would tell businesses today.
Wow, that's excellent. Thank you so much for your time today. I learned a lot, especially to really understand what you do, because I trust that my audience will also take advantage of really understanding and hopefully creating more opportunities for you to help and support and really generate this win-win between the community and businesses. So thank you so much for your time. In I think I see you next time then. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.
And thanks for this opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Voria.